in an 8-month-long drama will take place at this table. As the 6th season of the PokerStars.com European Poker Tour concludes in the casino capital, Monte Carlo.
Watch out for me.
These players bought into a dream that will become reality for one.
I win tournaments.
As we hand out over 8.4 million euros in prize money, including a first prize of 1.7 million, and crown our EPT Grand Final champion. There's big money up for grabs on the French Riviera and 16 players left in the hunt. But for some, the chances are better than others. The chip leaders. Or maybe the guy who has done it all before. Yes, the remaining players have battled an 848-strong field and are vying for their share of the 8.4 million euro prize pool. All eyes are on the final table and the 1.7 million first prize. Italian Salvatore Bonavena is still in with a chance of making 2 titles and history.
I know I've got the opportunity, but I don't want to speak too soon. I'm superstitious and trying not to think about it. My focus now is reaching the final table.
Top Finnish online pro Sami Kalaporo is second in chips and feeling relaxed.
I don't have a strategy, I just sit there and have fun, see what happens.
But the man in the driving seat right now is runaway chip leader Nicholas Schweete.
The title is like big for me, you know. It gives you something that you didn't have before, you know. You have a title, you're like an EPT Grand Final winner. So it's a very big thing.
Just 16 remain. Welcome to Monte Carlo and La Salle des Étoiles, the world's finest poker venue. 5 days ago, this room held 848 players, each with a dream. And now only 16 hopefuls remain. And with a life-changing 1.7 million going to the winner, their work is by no means done. Tonight, we will be playing down to a final table of 8, so let's rejoin the action as we get ever closer to crowning an EPT Grand Final champion.
I'm James Hartigan, joined by a former EPT Grand Final champion, Gavin Griffin. We're at that stage, Gavin, where everyone has got that final table in their sights, but for 50% of these players, they're not going to make it.
Yeah, only 8 people make our final table. 16 left. There's going to be some disappointed people tonight.
Obviously, the pressure on the short stacks right now. This isn't one of them. This is Craig McCorkle from the UK. He's got about 3 million in front of him and has picked up King Queen of Spades. Blind to 25 and 50,000. And he's going to throw out some orange chips, which are worth 25,000 each, and make a raise to 110,000.
This is the high-stakes cash game legend Sami Kalaporo. The big hand ace-king.
He has McCorkle dominated. And he re-raises. Makes it 265,000. Nicolas Schweete has folded. Andrew Chen, ace-6 in the small blind. He'll get out the way. And Salvatore Bonavena, a former EPT champion. He won the event in Prague in season 5. He folds the big blind. So back on McCorkle.
What did you start with? I started the hand with about 2 mil. 2 minutes.
King Queen of Spades, a really nice hand, but it doesn't play that well against a 3-bet. It's either going to find a fold or a 4-bet, I think.
He opts to fold. And Sami's 3-bet gets through.
We saw a lot of aggression from Sami before. He's back again with the 3-bets.
Meanwhile, action on the outer table. A decision for Roger Arabedian. Kevin Easter has pushed all in.
I must take my luck.
He says it's a tough decision to call. He's got queens. Kevin Easter with ace queen. And Kevin feels that he got slow rolled there.
Sometimes it can be a tough decision with queens. Both have pretty big stacks.
He needs to hit an ace on the river. It's a blank. Kevin Easter started the day as chip leader. Now he's our 16th place finisher, and look at that, he refuses to shake Roger Arabedian's hand. Not a happy bunny.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com European Poker Tour, where before the break, the USA's Kevin Easter was knocked out in 16th by Roger Arabedian. He's not happy.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much slow rolled me. He had to call.
Following the action on our feature table, we are going to sweat with Sami Kalapuro. We are going to play the hand from his perspective and only see his hole cards. Always brings a different dimension to the analysis, Gavin.
Yeah, I'm just glad I don't have to play against Sammy's hand in these.
Sami raises with a legitimate hand, ace queen of diamonds. And he finds a customer in Nicolas Schwiti.
Schwiti is very deliberate in his decisions, it seems. Taking his time, getting as much information as he can.
Counting out chips for a raise. They're not in play until they go across the line. $285. That's now the size of the bet.
Sammy starts this hand with around 2.2 million. Ace Queen is a pretty good hand to take a flop with here, even though he's out of position.
Yeah, it's a relatively small 3-bet.
Small 3-bets are in vogue these days. Lots of pre-flop deliberation between these two. I'm surprised Sammy hasn't called already. He may be considering a re-raise.
After careful consideration, Sammy elects to call, so we will see a flop. And Sammy's been here before.
Well, I had 2 mil before the last time, so maybe 2.2 now.
Playing out of position against the pre-flop aggressor.
We saw that Nicolas 3-bet him with 2 6s earlier, so he's capable of 3-betting with less than premium hands.
That's $355.
And that hand also went, Kalapuro called pre-flop, check called the flop, and it checked down the rest of the way. Have a similar pattern developing.
Would you be tempted to call this continuation bet with ace queen?
Well, now that you know, with the information that he's done it with sixes before, he might be able to do it with like king queen or queen jack or something like that. So yeah, I would call one bet.
And that's what Sammy decides to do.
He's got a backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, 2 overcards. Lots of ways to improve on the turn and river.
Well, he doesn't improve. He checks. Does Schweitzy bet again, or does he check behind?
Check.
Wow, this really is playing out exactly the same way as the ace-king against sixes hand. Sammy gets there on the river. And if you're in Sammy's spot, do you feel confident that your queens are good?
You got to think your queens are good, and he just has to decide whether he wants to value bet. I imagine he's going to bet probably somewhere around 650,000, 550,000. Look to get a little bit of value. Nicholas, last time he 3-bet the sixes, he bet the flop, he checked the turn, checked the river, so he doesn't want the river to get checked.
I have to go. I go.
$500,000. Quick call from Schweitzy. He says he has to. He's not happy about it.
Oh, man.
I don't know why he's not happy.
2 aces. I mean, I'm confused. I'm surprised that he checked the turn. I'm surprised he didn't raise the river.
I can push all in.
Just mostly confused.
I was doing the same bet on the river. He just checked.
Frustrating for Sammy. Who's he explaining that to?
I think his supporters on the rail may have been questioning how he played those aces there. Certainly unconventionally.
Yeah, I mean, Sammy's got to think he has the best hand when it goes check on the turn. He bets the river, just gets called. It's frustrating for sure.
Action's been folded around to Mesbah Giafi on the button.